What's good, y'all? So, the importance of risk management. So, risk management is very easy, very easy to learn. It's basically like what your risk appetite is, and then what you want to risk either per trade. Now, it could be either per percentage or it can be per dollar amount. It don't matter. So, for example, like if you have $1,000 account and you only want to risk, let's say $100 of it, right? Then you risk $100, and then you kind of formulate that into your trading plan, into your trade, right? So, for example, right, a lot of people don't know how to do this, so I'll break it down a little bit. You take $1,000, right, and you say, all right, I want to risk $100 per trade into my strategy, right? So that means you got 10 tries before you blow your account, all right? Now, $10, you take $10 and you divide it, $100, and divide that by whatever your lot size is. So let's say like if your lot size is like 10 pips or whatever, then you do on your calculator, you do 100 divided by 100 divided by 100, right? And it'll be like a standard, right, or something like that, right? I'm not sure the math is adding up, but I'm just doing this off the top just to give y'all like basically the formula, right? You do with the formula what you will. I'm not here to be a mathematician and nothing like that. Nah. I only play with the numbers on the chart. Yeah, once you do that, now you start to understand. All right, cool. Now I can risk $100 per trade. Boom, boom. I can more or less go with that route, right? So, and you can do that with whatever. You can be like, all right, cool. Maybe I want to risk 200, 250, you know, and then do it like that, and then you slowly start to like build that. So, for example, like if you risk $100, right, and you have your lot size. So then, let's say you go for like a 1 to 3, right? You're risking that $100 on the 1 to 3. You should be making around $300. That's it. So now you just made like, you know, a good a good percentage of your capital, right? So and that's how you basically like formulate that amount, right? Like for example, like if you do it percentage wise, right? Let's say like if you have $1,000, but then you only risk you're risking, let's say 10%, that's the $100. Boom. So now you're risking $100 on the 1 to 3 to make 300. See what I'm saying? So risk management, it could be played different ways. Again, you got to know a few things about risk management. What's your appetite, right? What's your risk appetite? Like how much are you willing to risk per trade, right? 2, whatever you're risking in your whole account, you already have to be okay with losing it, period. If you go into this thing and be like, all right, cool, I'm putting this $1,000, $500, $1,000, you know, $100, $100,000 into the account, and in your mind you're like, I can't lose this, you're gonna lose it. You're gonna lose it. Go into it where this is the investment. I'm not gonna touch it. If I lose it, cool. It is what it is. Cough it up as an investment or a tuition, and just keep it moving. That's it. Another thing is, don't force yourself to revenge trade if you take a bad trade and then risk more. Don't do that. No bueno. No. Pow. Get yourself to a point where if you're risking a certain amount, keep that risk, because here's what's gonna happen. A lot of times traders will be like, all right, cool. I risk $100 per trade. Now because I lost that trade, I'm risk $200 per trade, and then boom, they end up losing that extra 100 because they just over leveraged. Like, don't do that. Keep it equal, right? Because if you win it, cool, no doubt. But now you just taught yourself to do something negative. Don't do that. Have a plan from the jump and follow it through until your goal is met, right? Like for example, like when I was showing my students, like, yo, listen, like this is how you take $100 to $1,000. Boom, this is how you do it. Like that's it. So like, and I got that all documented in my videos. But you want to take it in that sort of way. So don't put yourself in that position to be like, all right, cool, I'm just gonna go willy-nilly with the risk management and not actually tie into it. Learn how to do the risk management properly, and then it'll pay you back in the back end. So, you know, just stick to it, and do not deviate from your plan or your risk management, and make sure that your mental is top notch, because if it ain't, they all need to be cohesively working together. If not, it's going to be an imbalancement. So no pun intended. But yeah, deuces.